Have you considered starting your own business, but feel overwhelmed by all the steps involved in forming a company? Maybe you've heard horror stories about mountains of paperwork and legal jargon that make it seem too complicated. Or perhaps the fear of making a mistake that could put your new venture at risk before it even begins is holding you back. If any of those concerns sound familiar, you're in the right place. I'm a business consultant who helps entrepreneurs like you navigate the process of setting up a company the right way from day one. Today, we're going to walk through the exact 7 steps you need to form a private limited company in the UK quickly and easily. If you find value in this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more business tips. And let me know in the comments if you're in the process of starting a company or just thinking about taking that leap. I've been in both situations myself, so I'd love to hear your story. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes, passionate about an idea, but paralyzed by fear of the unknown when it came to actually registering a business. After working hard to get my online consulting practice off the ground as a sole trader, I knew I wanted to take things to the next level and gain the benefits of operating as a limited company. The liability protection, potential tax advantages, and added credibility that come with incorporating were all extremely appealing. But every time I started researching how to make that transition, I felt like I was drowning in legal jargon and confusing requirements I could barely understand. Things like allocating shares, assigning directors, and filing annual returns all seemed overwhelming for someone with no prior experience. So I kept putting it off, convincing myself that my little solo business wasn't ready for that quite yet. Finally, after missing out on some big opportunities that I likely could have landed if incorporated, I decided to take the bold steps and go through the company formation process step by step. And you know what? It was so much simpler than I ever imagined. By the end, I wondered why I had spent so much time psyching myself out over something that boiled down to an online application and less than a day's turnaround. But let's back up for a second. Why go through the hassle of incorporating at all when operating as a sole trader is so straightforward? The truth is that forming a limited company unlocks some powerful benefits, even for small businesses. The first incorporating benefit is limited liability protection. Your personal assets, like your home and personal bank accounts, are separated and protected from the business. Lawsuits or debts from the company can't threaten your personal property. Second, incorporating benefits is a potential tax advantage. Such companies can be more tax efficient, allowing you to split income between salary and dividends, which are taxed at different rates. You also gain access to certain deductions. Third, incorporating benefits is credibility and growth potential. Having LTD after your company name lends credibility and shows you're a formally established business, not just a solo operator. This can help with landing bigger clients, investors, loans, etc. Fourth, incorporating benefits is transferable ownership. Issuing shares makes it easier to sell or transfer ownership down the line, compared to a sole proprietorship that is inseparable from you as an individual. So in short, incorporating can save you money, protect your personal assets, help attract customers and investors, and give you an exit strategy for the future. As someone who has been through it, I can confidently say those benefits will outweigh any perceived hassle of setting up a private limited company. Look, I get it. Starting a business is a big deal with a lot at stake. You want to make sure you check every box and follow the rules to a T, especially when it comes to legal and tax obligations. That's exactly why I'm going to break things down for you into 7 easy-to-follow steps that will get your private limited company officially formed and ready to operate. Step 1, visit the official government registration site. The first step is to head to the government's website to register a new limited company. At www.gov UK Limited Company Formation, this is the official portal run by Companies House, where all company registrations are processed. I cannot stress enough how important it is to use this official.gov UK website rather than some third-party service advertising easy company formations. Those can be scams trying to overcharge you or file paperwork incorrectly. Stick to this free official site to ensure everything is legitimate. Once on the site, you'll see a big green Start Now button to begin your application. This will walk you through a series of questions about your proposed new company. Let's dive into the key sections. Step 2, provide basic company details. In this first section, you'll need to enter some basic details like the proposed registered company name, including whether you'll have Limited, LTD, or another designation, what the company's principal business activity will be, e.g. consulting, retail, food service, etc. The official address where the registered office will be located. When you plan for the new company to officially start trading and doing business. Regarding that registered office address, this is what will be publicly listed on Companies House records. Many entrepreneurs just use their home address to start, but keep in mind that the address becomes public-facing. If you'd prefer more privacy, you can use your accountant's office address or a registered agent service instead. For the business activity, the application will provide a long list of options to choose from. If you have a clear-cut business model, like selling products or providing a specific service, pick the most relevant category. For those of us in more niche markets like online businesses, go with something general like business consulting to start. Step 3, provide director and shareholder information. Since this is a private company, you'll need to assign at least one director, which will likely be yourself if you're the solo founder. This requires entering details like your full name, date of birth, residential address, and more. You'll also be asked about company shareholders and how you want to split equity. This is where you'll allocate shares, decide voting rights, and determine the value per share. For most single-owner small businesses, you can simply issue all shares to yourself to start and adjust ownership down the line if needed. In this shareholder section, you may see questions about whether any individuals with significant control or influence over the company are political exposure persons or subject to sanctions. Unless you have investors or partners from high-risk backgrounds, you can simply answer no to these. Step 4, set up a government gateway account. Here's one of the parts that used to seem tricky to me, setting up your new company's government gateway account. This login will allow you to file taxes and keep key details updated with Companies House in the future. But don't worry, this is just creating a user ID, password, and authentication methods just like any other account setup. The main things to note are 1. Use an active email address you have access to as the account login. 2. Set up secure authentication like a mobile passcode or text verification. 3. Choose Recover memorable recovery questions in case you get locked out. The gateway account does need to be created during this initial application, but it's a pretty straightforward process. Just take it slow and write down your login credentials someplace secure. Step 5. Confirm company details. After entering all your information, you'll get a summary screen allowing you to review and confirm all the company details provided are accurate before officially submitting. This is your last chance to double-check everything carefully. Don't hesitate to go back and update any incorrect information. Attention to detail here is important to ensure your company incorporates properly on the first try. You'll also likely see a set of fair declaration statements you need to agree to, stating that all the information provided is truthful and accurate. It's perfectly normal legalese, just part of the official registration. Step 6, pay the fee and receive confirmation. Once you confirm the details, it's simply a matter of paying the £12 registration fee online by debit or credit card. This is currently the only fee required when initially setting up a limited company in the UK. After successfully paying, you'll receive an official confirmation from Companies House that your application has been accepted and is being processed. Sit tight because your company will officially be registered and receive its formal certification. Usually within 24 hours, once incorporated, be sure to keep an eye out for 2 key documents that will arrive by mail: your official certificate of incorporation as well as an authentication code for setting up your corporate tax account. You'll need both of these to get fully up and running. Step 7, maintain proper records and compliance. Technically, you formed your company already after paying that registration fee. Congratulations! But there's one final housekeeping step. Be sure to set up a system for maintaining full accounting records and filing annual returns and taxes on time moving forward. This is crucial for remaining compliant, and your accountant can advise further on proper record keeping. Some of the key things you'll need to stay on top of: tracking all income, expenses, invoices, receipts, etc. Submitting annual accounts and corporate tax returns each year. Calculating and paying taxes owed like corporation tax, payroll taxes, VAT, etc. Informing Companies House of any company changes like address, directors, share allocation, holding annual shareholder meetings, and keeping meeting minutes. I know what you may be thinking. This all still sounds pretty involved with a lot of room for potential mistakes. Believe me, I get those concerns because I had them too initially, but I've personally been through this process successfully, and it really is straightforward if you take it one step at a time. The registration itself is just about following the prompts and providing accurate information. And once incorporated, having an accountant experienced with limited companies can be a huge help for staying compliant with all the ongoing requirements. Plus, I'm going to leave a link to a trusted company formation service in the description in case you'd rather have professionals handle the paperwork and registration for you. For as little as £0 iState fees, they can do all the work while you focus on planning your business launch. Pretty handy if you're short on time or want that extra peace of mind. There you have it, friends. Forming a private limited company made simple in just 7 steps. Let me know if you have any other questions at all about the process. If this was helpful, show your support by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel for more business tips. I'll see you in the next one.